Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I am the Y2K collector, and I have a different video for you on this evening here. This video is inspired by something that I heard a gentleman say when I was at one of the retro game stores that I go to. I was just kind of shopping around, and there's a guy there with his buddy, and they were checking out, and he said, man, he told the gentleman working at the game store, he said, man, I was hoping I could find Marvel vs. Capcom. I haven't been able to find it. And that game is like $200 now. And for those of you who follow the channel, I'm a huge fan of the Marvel vs. Capcom series, MVC 1, MVC 2, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom, all that good stuff. Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, all of them. I'm a huge fan of them all. And, my ears perked up when I heard that, and I said, really? Have Dreamcast games gone out of reach? And did a little research, and I was able to find about 10 games, really 5 Dreamcast games in my collection that I think have really gone out of reach for most collectors, meaning that no one's really going to pay the prices they're asking for it just because they're really high. I did also have 2 alternatives Dreamcast games, and then I have 3 honorable mentions when it comes to these Dreamcast games that are priced out of reach. So didn't want to do too much jabbering or blabbering, but just kind of wanted to get into some of these here, just because his statement really made me kind of want to look at this. So we're gonna start with shoot 'em up series. First is Gigawing. This is part 1. I still have not broken the seal on this. When I was collecting for the Dreamcast a little bit ago, I remember picking Gigawing up, and I was going to play it, but I think at the time I was stuck on another game, and so I never actually got around to opening the seal on Gigawing, but I do plan on diving into it. But I can show you the game that kept me from opening it, and it was this bad boy here, Mars Matrix. Now, Gigawing sealed is probably around $210. It's what it's being asked for. I think it probably sells for between $165 and $180. Mars Matrix, on the other hand, is a game that's roughly in the $210 to $225 range. Mars Matrix is an amazing shoot 'em up. I really like it. It doesn't, you don't get bombs in this game. What you do get is the ability to absorb all of the enemy bullets and then shoot them back at them. And that's just a move that you have to recharge or wait to recharge. So Mars Matrix is a very interesting one. I really like this game, and I've put a lot of hours into this game on the Dreamcast. So that's a fun one. So that's 2 shoot 'em ups. Another shoot 'em up that I think is just really, really out of range, and this is Gigawing 2. So Gigawing 2 is roughly in the $300 to $400 range. This is a very pricey shoot 'em up on the Dreamcast, and I think it's just because it had like a low print run. It's very fun though. It's very fun. I've played it. The special attacks in this game like take up the whole screen. They're very bright and colorful. But Gigawing 2 is another really expensive one. Yeah, kind of strange on that one. Then we have another one. This is already in the 200 range, and this is Tech Romancer. So think 3D version of Jin. In a 3D fighting game with mech robots, or if you've ever heard of Cyberbots on the Sega Saturn, this is like the 3D version of Cyberbots. Very fun game. I really like Jin. I use him in Capcom 1 and 2, and Tech Romancer is just an expensive one though. I guess again, it's just these Dreamcast games are getting high up there. And then the last one that I'll go through that I have in my collection, complete in box, because all of these are complete in box, is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And no matter how much I've tried to play this game, I could never really sink my teeth into it. Just the fighting in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is complete. It feels like it's completely opposite Street Fighter 2. So not many of the Street Fighter 2 moves translate here, or maybe I'm just really not good at it. But I got it because I love the art style, and I thought the characters looked really cool. But I've just never been able to get good at JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But this is a pricey one. I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure right now goes between $250 and $300. So those are just 5 Dreamcast games that are at least $200. And it's kind of nuts because these are just games that we loved playing in high school. You know, Dreamcast was the thing to have. All right, so I've got a couple alternatives here. And one of the alternatives I'll show is Cannon Spike. So Cannon Spike is probably the most expensive Dreamcast game. And I was not going to shell out for Cannon Spike when I was collecting for the Dreamcast. I just wasn't going to pay for it. So I have this reproduction case here with the manual. Pretty quality stuff here, but then if you open it up, like it is a reproduction manual, and then I also have the reproduction disc there, so that's kind of a bummer, but it plays, it works, it's fun. The Dreamcast was one of the easiest systems I feel like to make bootlegs for. I had so many friends who were just burning games. You could just burn games all day. I remember that was back in the day when we used to burn CDs. So, so that was what we did back then. I have another honorable mention here. This is going to be Project Justice. So Project Justice, again, is another very pricey one. I think Cannon Spike is probably in the $400 range. Project Justice is more like in the $300 range, I want to say. And this is a very fun fighting game. So this, again, is a reproduction case and a reproduction manual. But in this instance, I do have the genuine artifact disc. So I was able to find the disc on this one for a really great price. And I didn't want to leave it loose. And I didn't want to spend the money that people were charging for replacement cases, or replacement discs. So I just went ahead and got the reproduction one, and it's been working for me. So those are 2 alternatives as opposed to just buying the game complete in box. Just 2 very pricey games. I was able to pay next to nothing for the disc. The repro Cannon Spike was literally like $15, and then the Project Justice disc I think I got for around $35. So pretty cool pickups rather. And then I have 3 honorable mentions. These games are not at the 200 price range yet. I think they hover around 150. But these were 3 honorable mentions, and these are all games that I played growing up as well. And the first one is Gunbird 2. Gunbird 2 is a game, horizontal shoot 'em up. Really love this game. Very fun. It's Capcom shoot 'em up. You get special moves. All of the characters have like their own power-up moves, and you get like a special close attack or something like that. I play so many of these shoot 'em ups. They start to feel the same after a while, but Gunbird is definitely cool. I think I like the voice acting in this game, and just the colors and the way it plays. It's a very fun game. So Gunbird 2 is one that I like. Of course, this was another game that we played a ton at the youth center. Whenever any one of our friends brought through the Dreamcast, we were all getting down on some Power Stone 2. So Power Stone 2 is another honorable mention. Again, a game that, hovers around 150, but a very fun four-player fighting game where you can do special moves. You can use all the items. You could turn items off. Can you turn items off in Power Stone 2? I can't remember. Let me know down in the comments if you can turn the items off in Power Stone 2. But I know that you had the specials once you gathered up the stones, and then you do your special attack. Power Stone 2 is a lot of fun. I feel like this was kind of like the Smash Bros. Before Smash Bros. Well, actually, no, because Smash Bros. Came out in 64. But before, I feel like Smash Bros. Became really like that huge, like what it was. Power Stone 2, man. I wish they would have pushed this more. It could have been a lot more potent, let's say. And then last but not least, I've got my fave. Of course, this is going to get an honorable mention. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. one of the greatest 2D fighting games of all time on the Dreamcast. I think this is the best system to play it on. The music, the gameplay. I mean, it was Dreamcast. Yeah, MVC2 is definitely a classic. So definitely had to throw that in as an honorable mention. And that does it. That does it for the Dreamcast games that might be priced out of reach already. And I don't know if, the prices on Dreamcast games are still going up. I don't know if folks are even collecting for the Dreamcast or looking for the Dreamcast. I'm just hoping that the Dreamcast doesn't get to like Sega Saturn status, because we all know that the Sega Saturn is just well beyond reach. I mean, you've got games that go for thousands on the Sega Saturn. Hopefully the Dreamcast doesn't get that crazy. But let me know what you think. Let me know what games you think are priced out of reach on the Dreamcast, or even priced out of reach on whichever console or system you're playing now. I'd be interested to know. Well, I am the Y2K Collector. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Take it easy.